Hi everyone, this is Sendil from the Indian Institute of Wheat and Barley Research, and I will be talking for a couple of minutes on fostering modern wheat varieties at the farmers field in India. So I have organized the presentation under four heads: rational to set the stage for the presentation, next highlighting the tools and techniques used for the data analysis, followed by presenting the salient findings, and finally the concluding remarks with the take-home message. Well, everyone knows that seed is the most crucial input in crop production, and it serves as a prime channel for technology dissemination. Technology includes varieties as well. Despite rigorous efforts to promote the modern wheat varieties in India, the seed and variety replacement are low, with the exception of a few regions like Punjab and Haryana, located in the northwestern plains zone. As per the recent estimates, the seed replacement rate is around 40% at the national level. To counter this, among the available options, frontline demonstration, popularly known as FLD, has been widely advocated. It is an extension method wherein the recent varieties are also known as treatment or demonstrated at the farmer's field along with the farmer's preferred variety known as control, the same piece of land for evaluation. The purpose of FLD is to increase the awareness of recent varieties for harnessing the yield potential. It also gives an opportunity to the beneficiaries in understanding the complete package of practices involved with the demonstrated technology under the guidance of experts that gets reflected on the profitability as well as welfare of the farmers. So in the context, we evaluated the impact of the modern wheat varieties that are demonstrated at the farmers field, like rust-resistant, biofortified, and saline-tolerant wheat varieties. So we used data from 1,468 demonstrations conducted at the 1,607 farmers field using 38 improved wheat varieties. These demonstrations were carried out in 19 states, falling under 5 agroclimatic zones with the help of the 85 cooperating centers all over India. And this data pertains to the crop season 2019-20. Usually we have a bundle of demonstration technologies at the farmers field. For 2019-20, technologies like improved wheat varieties, namely DBW 187, zero tillage, rotavator, biofortified and salt tolerant varieties, to mention a few, have been demonstrated at the farmers field. Using an experimental approach, we collected data both from the demonstrated plot, that is treatment, and farmers practice plot, that is control. We used visual tools like box plot and heat chat to show the distribution of yield levels. T-test was carried out to capture the treatment effect mean difference, and regression tree was done to identify the determinants of profit from the demonstrated technology. Box plot for the pooled data shows that the distribution of yield between treatment and control plot is very high, especially in the treatment than the control. A similar case of box plot is made for the zone-wise technologies that have been demonstrated. In this chart also, the treatment yield levels are higher in comparison to control across both. Of course, there were some outliers in the northwestern plain zone and peninsular zone. When all the demonstrated technologies were pooled and plotted for yield level, the box plot indicated an explicit difference between the treatment and control, with treatment showing the higher yield levels. Next, we tried heat chart for the average yield across zones for the demonstrated technologies. The green band in the chart shows the higher yield, followed by yellow band and red band. For instance, yield levels in the northern hill zone and peninsular zone were low in comparison to the northwestern plain zone. The highest yield was recorded for durum wheat in the central zone, as indicated by the green band. Subsequently, we evaluated the treatment effect mean difference across technologies, and we found that it was statistically significant for a majority. The yield gain was highest in the case of timely sown varieties, both in quantum as well as percentage terms. Incidentally, the number of demonstrations were also higher for the timely sown varieties, that is 783. While conducting the demonstrations, emphasis was given to the biofortified varieties to cover the aspirational districts wherein malnutrition is very high. As such, 14 districts were covered under this program. In addition, focus is given to gender and community coverage also. The chart in this slide shows the treatment effect mean difference across wheat growing zones. The yield gain due to demonstration in quantity terms was highest in the central zone with an estimated figure of 672 kilogram per hectare. This program also helps to identify the modern wheat varieties that are performing better in the farmer's field. As shown in this graph, HI 8759, which is a durum variety, recorded the highest yield level in indoor center that is located in the central zone. Similarly, DBW 187 recorded the highest yield in both the northeastern and northwestern plain zone. Apart from yield gain, monetary benefits from the demonstrations were also estimated and presented here. It is explicit that the demonstration in treatment plot resulted in higher returns per rupee of investment in comparison to the control across technologies. Overall adoption of a latest technology resulted in 2.78 rupees per rupee of investment. In terms of incremental returns, a farmer gets around 11,687 rupees per hectare, which is approximately 158 US dollars. A similar kind of trend was noticed across wheat growing zones. Among the zones, central zone registered a better economic returns in comparison to others. Finally, we did a regression tree analysis to identify the sequence of determinants for the realized profit levels. We used classification and regression tree using profit per hectare as the outcome variable. We fixed the minimum case in parent node to be 250 and the minimum cases in child node as 75. Our analysis indicated that zone was the most influencing factor in determining the profit levels, followed by the prices prevailing in the region and subsequently the technology demonstrated at the farmer's field. To sum up, the demonstrations are capable of increasing the wheat yield level across zones by 8 to 24%. It also helps to capitalize the potential of new genotypes like HI 8759 in central zone and DBW 187 in northwestern plain zone. At the farmers field, demonstration facilitated to replace the older varieties with the superior wheat varieties. Technologies like biofertilizer results in 10% additional yield. Micro irrigation helps to gain around 13% more yield in addition to water saving. Further, this program helps the farmer in increasing the capacity on seed production by developing a own farm, own seed model. Overall, the adoption of modern varieties or technologies help to realize the incremental returns at various magnitude. In this program, much focus is given for small landholders and aspirational districts to reduce the poverty level. Clearly, our analysis affirms the positive impact of the demonstration at the farmers field. Such demonstrations have to be continued for transforming the socioeconomic status and livelihood of the farmers, especially the vulnerable groups, and include disadvantaged regions like Northeast India, wherein the recent variety adoption is very low. With this, I wrap up my presentation and I thank the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare for funding the conduct of demonstrations, the cooperating centers in conducting the demonstration, and the BGRI for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.